The grass is greener on the other side. I've been chilling with my squad, so you know we vibe.
Welcome to On the Hour Podcast.
Shit, that's someone else. Okay, let's go. What? That was a door, bro. I also thought it was a door. It was Benson, bro. This guy's... Okay, let's go. What's good, niggas? Okay, ladies and...
This motherfucker, bro.
Maybe because last time we responded, when I say ladies and gentlemen, now I say what's good, niggas. You don't respond. Ladies and gentlemen, what's good? What do you guys want me to say to you?
Meet these niggas first, bro.
What up, buddy? Welcome to Around the Hour Podcast, where we're not qualified to say shit, but still say shit regardless. What's good, niggas?
What's good, bro?
Oh, wait.
What about the female, bro? You wanna say what's good to him, too?
Alright, okay, so just like the last episode, there's not much being done here. We are just going to... Actually, shit, I don't know what's going to be posted first. Let me not say it like the last episode. But it's a short episode. We're just looking at a bunch of interviews by Nota, the famous Nota, and just looking at like his different opinions and different stuff. And that's pretty much it. So this first video shows pretty much who he is, because you're saying you know who he is. So this is him saying who he is and what he does, and you know exactly.
I run the South African office of the world's biggest music distributor, which is the Orchard, which means that I get to distribute and sell music by groups such as BTS, who are from Korea, big K-pop group, or even on our local shows, artists such as Saudi, who is the most streamed rapper on Spotify.
Saudi?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Saudi's like he's got like 1.3 million streams
And he's the
on
most
Spotify monthly.
wow.
I mean, the guy, the next best to him is Nasty at 600,000.
Damn.
What? Yeah.
That's cap.
This nigga has no reason to just cap though, if you think about it. What does he have to cap? Nasty has 600,000 streams and Saudi has, what did he say? 1.2
something.
That's double.
On what? On where?
Spotify. This was like, what, 6 months ago?
Wait a
I
minute.
can't judge it.
I saw something.
What, you probably saw the shit from the end of 2020 though. The shit where it says release 3 million,
Yeah.
aka 4 point something.
Alright, bro. Doesn't make sense.
That's the end of 2020. Hey man,
Wait, hold on.
This interview was when?
That makes no
like
sense.
6 months ago. It's this year.
That
It's
makes
this year.
no sense, bro.
Hey bro, that's what he said, bro.
I need to see the numbers from last year, bro.
Even last year, bro. What Saudi song were you streaming last year, bro?
I don't know, bro.
What Saudi song were you streaming last year, bro? Hey man, all I'm saying is, it's crazy to believe, but it has to be true in some shape or form.
Cut this off camera, I wanna put you on blast, bro. It's funny how you niggas talking about streaming like you niggas stream, bro.
Yeah, what you talking about? Where's my phone, bro? Where's my phone, bro? This nigga, let me show this nigga. Where's my phone?
Wait, you use Fakasa, bro. You don't see it, bro.
Where's
What you
bro?
showing, bro? You're showing nothing, bro.
Bro, it's right there.
I'll join actually. But you have a nigga.
Bro, where's the camera,
I
bro?
use Fakasa,
I don't know what's Fakasa.
I use a more established
A more established legal site. That's the funniest shit ever. Okay, wait. I don't know what this is.
The authority, bro. Because like the authority, what is the authority? It's like
Oh, he called himself the authority on Twitter. That's
Sorry.
the authority, yeah.
the guy who runs shit. I've been running hip hop in South Africa for like close on 10 years.
For real, my G?
Yeah.
Talk your shit.
Not one man, but I've been running it. Yeah, I mean, like, there's a lot of people that are involved. You know what I mean? There's nothing that happens just by one person's doing. But I mean, like, like what is happening in hip hop right now is stuff that I set up many years ago. I built this social media for Squatter Camp. I built the social media for Slicker. I built the social media for Sugar Smacks. I built the social media for Kwesta. The whole entire like strategy, how it was rolled out, what it was used for, the whole entire plan, doing the analytics, you know what I mean? Like, and also monetizing, you know, using those accounts for influencer campaigns to monetize.
Okay, that was just so we know who it is. So you understand now? It's kind of a big deal, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a big deal. So, if I'm not mistaken, this video was just after Thingy came out. Zulima and Sampala came out. Or the singles or something, but this guy basically wasn't impressed and he was saying a lot of stuff about Zulima and Sampala. And then people started assuming there's a beef. That's where this question comes from.
Is that where the beef with you, Nasty stems? It's not a beef. I don't have a beef with him. Okay, what is it called? No, I'm coaching him. I'm coaching him because like he's not challenged. It's too easy. The music he makes is just shows that he's not challenged. He's just doing the same old thing because he's told it will work. And then like when he releases music, the label just prints plaques out of numbers that come from nowhere just to make it seem like they're doing a great job and they're doing something, you know what I mean, just to keep up an illusion. It's all like an illusion, and like I'm so concerned.
You remember last year Nasty got like I don't know, platinum or something. Yeah, on every single song on his album. So basically he's claiming.
So you're saying that was all cap?
Yeah.
I find it funny how most of these guys, when they coaching, they're talking shit about a younger dude, bro. It's always on some, it's not beef. Just coaching them, just teaching them, just to give them some knowledge.
I mean, it depends on the approach. Later on, you'll see that, in my understanding, it did not seem like coaching. Later on, it looked like beef, but anyway, we'll see. So they're saying that how they get those numbers, the fake numbers, is they count YouTube numbers. Apparently, YouTube numbers are not supposed to be counted. So now when you count YouTube numbers, it's a false representation of the actual streams. That's why you're saying the likes were fake. And then, what is this video about? Oh! This, he says that before Nasty blew up, he was in conversation with Casper about signing him.
So you there with Nasty?
No.
I mean, you there with Casper, Nati,
yeah,
and
this is 2015.
Yeah, and what do you say?
And I say, yo, sign him. And he's like, I can't sign him because he'll look better than me on my own label. And I said to him, he'll look better than you regardless. Hey!
This guy was like, you look better than you regardless. Because before Nasty blew up on the first, what was the first project? Press City or whatever.
Press City.
Yeah, so he's saying, I was telling him, bro, this guy is dope. Blah, blah, blah. But then the guy didn't want to sign him because he thought he would look better. And then, yeah, that's where that statement came from.
So from what you're saying, you think it's time for Casper to take a backseat and let the kids shine?
Well, I mean, I'm saying the music is saying that. It's not that it's the music. It's like the effort, like the music itself. Like after Tulufelo, like I haven't really felt the same excitement though.
I put this video because I totally disagree after AMN came out. And this was after Any Minute Now came out. And yeah, I remember because he even talked about it saying, Any Minute Now, it's not fire, blah, blah. And they had another Twitter beef about it. I don't know, me personally, I like that album. So,
yeah, facts.
Yeah.
What?
Say it. That album is whack. Said after Tulu. Which one was Tulu film?
The one with
Dog Shave It Is.
Yeah.
What else?
With all those songs. That one where he is being driven and he's still in the backseat and he's doing some shit. What's it called? It was a big song actually.
With Malum Cat.
Nah. It just didn't.
What's the one of Malum Cat?
That was a dope album actually.
Is it the last album where you were like,
No.
what he's saying? I asked you, but I feel like all you listen to is Trimble and Shane Eagle when it comes to music, but I didn't.
But like, let's go back to the success, because right now hip hop is dead. It's garbage. It's it's sad, dog. It's at the bottom of the charts.
I 100% agree. SA Hiphop is.
What
No,
did they say?
Yeah.
Which is facts though.
Yeah.
Like you can't. I wouldn't expect hip hop to be number one.
Definitely. People who are killing it now, deservingly, is other genres. House, Mapiano. People are not really delivering SA Hip Hop. The ones who aren't delivering, it's like.
But I feel like SA hip hop is way better now than it was before.
Which before?
Like 2013 going back. You know how back then you only had like 2 or 3 people that are popping.
Yeah.
You had your ATHP, you had your.
Yeah.
But now,
Yeah, I get you.
like a lot of people are making good music.
Depends.
There's too many artists that are making good music.
Yeah, I mean, I agree and I disagree. In the sense of, where I disagree is because as much as there was like 2 or 3 people, it was all good music. Now it's 10,000 people, but how many is it good music? You know? So it's kind of like a debate when you say it's better now than then. I don't know. You get what I'm saying?
But now,
it was fewer people, but all of them were talented. You know? That's when you had your Proverbs, your Reason, your Pro Kid, your Double HP. It was like real MCs, niggas who were really rapping. Now, it's tricky.
like,
There's more people.
There's no niggas now.
Yeah, and there's no.
Nah, but that's the thing. It's hip hop, but it's evolving, bruh. The fuck?
Okay, before we get too lost in this conversation, let's just.
Nah, let's talk about it.
Let's just
think
move on,
about
let's
it,
move on,
bro.
Let's move on. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right.
This SA hip hop blogs that prints a chart, right? And you know what they do? They take out all the international albums and all the international songs and they say the top 15 South Africans. And if you look at the chart, they're like at number 180 something and so they take the Apple Music chart and they say just to make it seem as if SA hip hop is doing something, they exclude all the international songs that are doing better than us.
You get what it means, yeah?
Yeah.
That list, it'll say top 10 songs in SA. They don't have SA songs only, but they've removed all the international hip hop songs. And then he's saying, I don't know, I feel like that's an unfair way to judge because I feel like American music will always be higher than us on charts. So
that's the norm.
Yeah, it's a bit unfair to make us compare to international niggas who have crazy amount of budget for marketing and all these other things.
What don't they usually mean when they put up those charts, top SA songs in SA?
Yeah.
That's what they usually mean.
Yeah, that is what they mean.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's okay because it is the top songs.
Yeah, the top SA songs.
Yeah. So I don't know, man.
But then if you check on those charts also, we also find some international songs. Yeah.
I guess it depends what list you're looking at. Some they totally remove like what he's saying.
I guess.
But
if you go on Apple Music right now.
Oh yeah. No, he's saying the blogs.
Or the blogs.
The blogs take only the SA songs. So
which makes sense. I wouldn't.
Yeah, it
I
makes
wouldn't
sense.
like that.
Like how is anyone supposed to compete with Drake?
Yeah.
How is anyone supposed to? I'm not even just talking in South Africa. In the world, how many people can compete with Drake when Drake drops? You know. Anyway.
Why do you think it's at the?
Can you close the door back?
Because you don't listen to gospel songs.
Bruh.
Nah, you burning, bro.
Still, hey.
You're sweating as hell.
Because the music is terrible. Because why? Because we watched Nasty C become a success, and everyone.
I want to play that again. This guy is saying hip hop is dead because we watched Nasty C.
Why do you think it's at the pit? Because the music is terrible. Because why? Because we watched Nasty C become a success, and everyone said, oh, Nasty C is a special case. Oh no, he can be American. Oh no, kids need to copy him. The media basically covered Nasty C as if he's like the hip hop messiah. You know what I mean? As if he could rap as good as Pro Kid. He can't. We know that. You know what I mean?
Nasty C, bro.
You know? He's nowhere near as good as Pro Kid. He's nowhere near as good as Double HP. You know what I mean? And those guys are actually South African hip hop legends. You know what I mean? The hip hop bantu that.
Wait, before you continue.
Can I say something now?
Yeah.
Unpopular opinion. I know people might criticize or go at me and shit. But let's be honest, niggas.
I'm gonna ask us to compare Nasty with Pro Kid and
Nah,
ATHP.
don't compare. But I feel like people use these names knowing that you can't say shit about them. It's like saying
Jay-Z,
nobody can rap better than Tupac type shit.
Biggie.
None of these new school.
I feel you.
Because if you say it, nah, this nigga's better, everyone's gonna come at you.
That's
Same shit with this.
Yeah, it's the same shit. It's the
See
same
what
shit.
you mean?
Cause hey, nasty raps, bro.
Bruh.
But
nasty
Reese raps, bruh.
But
Reese raps, bro. Shane raps. Bro.
people, okay, regardless.
And if you say these people rap better than those people, people will come at you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't speak
That's
because
facts.
that's a time frame I was not really into hip hop like that. I don't know how well they rap, so I'm not gonna speak.
But anyway, it is what it is.
But what I wanted to ask is, if you guys have been following, did you see the interlinkage between how this has anything to do with Nasty C killing hip hop?
Nah.
I was trying hard and I was like,
I feel like he's just trying to say. I feel like he's an old head in a way. He doesn't fuss with this new school shit. So, cause everybody now is trying to be or sound like Nasty C or do whatever Nasty C is doing. He's like they're killing hip hop. Cause he doesn't fuck with Nasty C. So he sees everyone trying to be like him. He's like, Nasty C is to blame, I guess.
And the gussiness in Pro Kid, that is what actually makes South African hip hop hot and nice and pop off. If you look at Zulu Man with Some Power, that's not real Zulu stuff. That's the art cover looks like Chronicles of Narnia.
You guys doesn't fuck with Nasty C.
This Zulu Man with Some Power album, right, which has got Chronicles of Narnia. It's got what's this, Ari Lennox or whatever on the album, and the picture that they used is an old picture from another photo shoot. So they just took any random picture from one of his photo shoots, made it his album cover, made it Chronicles of Narnia, clean. They've got all these international features, and they think, damn it, how are we gonna make this appeal in the States? Or let's call it Zulu Man with Some Power, so that they think that it's actually African, and it's got no Africanness in it.
Where is hip hop going wrong right now?
So that is where it's going wrong. I'm telling you that hip hop in South Africa is so small that if a guy can be as successful as Nasty C, he then basically validates all the American wannabes.
Right, do you know what the problem is? This guy is forgetting hip hop is not African.
It's not
that's
African.
the crazy thing, bro. That is the crazy thing.
He's talking, bruh, hip hop's not African.
We didn't create this thing.
We didn't create it.
There's nothing wrong with being like the people who actually created it. When Drake hopped on Afrobeat, he sounded like Wizkid. Because he didn't create it, he couldn't do his Drake shit on a Wizkid beat. He sounded like Wizkid because it's a Yo.
So this guy's main issue here is Nasty's album's not Zulu enough. It's not South African enough.
Yeah.
Because he mentioned the Pro Kid and the gussiness and shit.
Yeah.
So he wants that with Nasty C, but he's forgetting hip hop is American, bro.
Hip hop is American.
It's American.
This is as original as hip hop can be.
Yeah, literally.
This is the most.
Hence why he's popping.
Bruh. Okay. Anyways.
Okay, this is his solution.
Okay, so now we know the problem. What's the solution? The solution is this. Go to the roots of South African hip hop. Like the real South African hip hop. South African hip hop did have an American flavor to it, yes. We're not denying that. But we're saying that we can do better than that. We can go to like the Kwaito music. Amapiano is popping right now.
Fucked up.
You know what I mean? Why don't you take these Amapiano beats and rap on top of them? If you can rap on anything, right? They were rapping on jazz before.
That's not hip hop.
They rapped on rock records and everything else. That's our sound. Before Nigeria takes Amapiano and makes it pop off,
You think it's
globally, it's already happening. It's already by this December.
That's
The biggest Amapiano hits in the world are going to be on the Afrobeats charts in Europe.
And to them it sounds the same. They don't know the difference because it's from Africa.
As fact as it is it rappers in Nigeria? It's not rappers. So it's not. That's a different conversation altogether. This is a conversation you have with people like.
This nigga just said they must rap on Amapiano beats, bro.
Bruh. What type of hip hop is that, bruh?
This is a conversation you must be having with people like Shoma Josie, people like Focalistic, people like Busisa, people like Moonchild.
Those
Those are people, not rappers. This has nothing to do with rappers. This has nothing to do with rappers. I don't see any Nigerian rapper
That's crazy.
stopping to use hip hop beats to get on a piano beat. I don't know.
Now let's come into the podcasting space. Yeah, what's your thoughts on Popcast? Because I only see it in the live comments.
I mean, I'm always there in the live comments because like I really want them to like do like a nice good job. I just think that, you know, they're just trying to be too nice, man. Like, and like my biggest problem is that, okay, don't be too nice, but do the research. You know, that's my biggest thing, is like do the research, like sit with your laptop in front of you. You know what I mean? To Google it right now. Don't say the wrong thing and be corrected, or, you know, not have listened to a certain album because you haven't gotten around to it. If you're committed to this job, you need to be committed to this job.
I 100% agree. Them niggas is too nice. Them niggas is
In what sense?
Popcast.
Yeah.
They're nice, bro. They don't tell the truth. Did you see? Let's be honest. I don't think there's a single soul who thinks AKA's album was dope. They were wishy-washy around it. If anything, what's his name? VG said it's fire. And then you hear what he says, don't not listen to an album and come and say I haven't listened to it. That's what Scoop does almost every single episode. He doesn't listen. And he comes and says I haven't listened to it. The only person who seemed to be honest to some extent was Cosmo. She was like, yo, I don't really feel this album. And that's kind of like the nature of most of, they don't really
I can agree with that.
be honest. It seems like a corporate.
Nah, I feel like
podcast.
it's mainly because most of these people have relationships with these people you dig.
Yeah.
But I feel like you should be able to separate the two, bro.
Yeah.
Of course, we're homies, but you know,
Yeah.
separate the shit.
Be real at
Yeah.
the same time.
But I guess we can understand. I mean, it's not that easy. to just-
Yeah, man.
Too, but I don't like how they are also nasty stands, like Scoop, do you know what I mean? And just
So you think Scoop is a nasty fan?
He's a stand. It's
Okay.
different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He ties someone up and put them in the boots of the car and drive over a bridge. Nasty.
This nigga talks some shit, bro.
This got balls, bro.
Like underwear nasty will be wearing nasty Thursday. Unpredicted. Yeah, so that's how much of a stan he is. You know what I mean? I'm by the magic. And I'm like, if you were to listen to Pro Kid and you were to listen to any of the nasty songs, and you'd be like,
You see what I'm saying? You keep
Pro Kid should be making you lose your mind like that.
You know, I actually wanted to listen to Pro Kid's albums, but I didn't have time to see, like, for real. Okay, I don't remember what else is worth playing. What is the fan question? Let me see.
Does he know the energy he brings to the game is toxic and does more harm than good?
Oh,
That's a question for you.
Yeah, but who is that person?
It's you in it.
it's a fan.
TV.
fan.
It's yeah.
Okay. Like, what are they doing for the game? Because do they know the positive energy that I'm bringing to the game? Do they know the things that I've done for the game? So if you dare have any comment on what energy I'm bringing to the game, you better have at least a knowledge of what I've done for the game. You know what I mean? Forget having done something for the game yourself. You at least need to know what I've done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then you can really critique. But other than that, like, I don't listen to such comments. I don't really.
But do you think your energy is toxic though?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
Like, I know everything is deliberate. Like, I know that hip hop needs someone who's going to be an authority.
Right.
So he's saying he's the blood dog.
Yeah.
He's the authority. He's the one who puts people in place.
Yeah. But then, okay, fair enough. I understand that part. The part I disagree with is the part of saying, what have you done? It's the same thing as people say, like, if you think Nash's album is bad, then do it better on yourself. Nigga, I'm not a rapper. I'm not a rapper, so I'm not about to do it better because I'm not a rapper. Doesn't mean I can't say that this is bad. Same thing when you watch soccer. You can be like, oh, bruh, Messi's whack. Why would he do that? But you don't hear anyone saying, okay, you go and do it. No, bruh. If Messi just does some whack shit, So you don't need to be in a certain position to see that someone is saying the wrong things or doing the wrong things. But anyway.
And you know, we can't allow our best assets to be.
Ooh, okay. This is one of my favorite videos. This is when they're talking about Nasty joining Def Jam. But just to give context.
And you know, we can't allow our best assets to be bought out by other companies.
Why do you care so much about this shit, though?
Like, imagine if Steve Biko was owned, like the real Steve Biko, not Nasty C. Imagine if Steve Biko's writings and content was owned by some white company in France or something. That's what it is when Nasty C is owned by some white company in France.
Why do you care about this?
You understand what I'm saying?
I understand.
And do you know what that means? We're losing our cultural heritage.
But why do you care about this, bro?
Someone else.
This guy is confused. First it says Nasty is trash. He's the reason why SA Hiphop is dying. Nasty is not
African enough.
yeah, he's
South African.
and then now he's like, when Nasty joins Def Jam, we are losing our best assets. Quote unquote, our best assets are losing our.
Yeah,
So like, where do you stand, bro? Like, what's your actual stance,
Contradicting, bro.
bro?
And it's fucked up because no label is gonna be paying him as much as he's getting paid by Def Jam.
True.
Yeah.
Oh,
No label is gonna be marketing him as much.
As Def
You know what I'm saying?
and the opportunities. It's like it's different when
And
you
the
are-
crazy thing is, with the whole Def Jam shit, that was a good move, even for other artists. Because now they're like, okay, so in Africa there's some shit happening. Let's check them out.
people are starting to look beyond just Afro when it comes to
Crazy.
Africa. But yeah, okay. Then this is the end of the interview. They're not just playing a game of one must die between.
A-reece Nasty C, one must die. One must die.
One must die. Look, unless they start truly representing South African hip hop, and they both start truly representing authentic South Africa, they are both going to die.
We don't need either of the two of you. Like, get the fuck out of here.
This nigga, dog.
It's like, we don't need either of the two of you, bro. Both of y'all can get the fuck out of here.
Both must die.
That's some funny shit.
YoungstaCpt, Shane Eagle.
YoungstaCpt.
Wait, before you go on, can either of you guess what he's gonna say?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like he's gonna say shit, man.
I think he's gonna say Shane.
Must live.
Okay.
Shane Eagle is a wannabe J. Cole. And until he, you know Reicha Park? It's there next to Katlo.
Elders. No, that's
No,
Elders
this
is
is
so
not-
too.
Wait, pause
Next to
the
Katlo.
video. I just want to say this guy is talking complete nonsense.
Bruh. Defend your boy, bro. Defend your boy, bro.
There's no defense here. This guy must go, bro.
That's funny.
Next to Katlo.
Oh shit, cause of Shane, man.
You know this too, bro. They dream those niggas now.
He was even shot with Ebro there.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
The Ebro beats.
Now imagine his accent. He doesn't speak like anyone from. Now imagine it's close to Katlong, so you know I've spent lots of time in Katlong.
Yes.
I've been there. Dude, I was chased around in Reicha Park once, you know what I mean? By some colored dudes, you know, because, you know, like some guy drove nonsense.
But what does that have to do with the
He
music?
represents that in his music. But if you listen to YoungstaCpt, dog,
Yeah.
it means that if you've got that Cape colored accent and everything, you can still rap and be a superstar because YoungstaCpt is a superstar. You know, there are people who say colored people don't have a culture. The only rapper that is representing colored culture is YoungstaCpt. If you shut out YoungstaCpt, the representation of colored culture dies.
Shane Eagle doesn't do that.
Whether he's alive or dead, he doesn't represent anything that matters. He's just a wannabe J. Cole. So we don't need the Shane Eagle. We don't need it. You know what I mean?
What did you think of him when you saw him on the Vuzi hustle?
Like, we don't need it. That's what I thought.
Do you know what I like about him though? As much as it's like, I personally feel like he's wrong. He justifies his wrong opinions well. Like he can actually fall for it because he's like, Youngster represents color culture, Shane doesn't. And there's a point there. There's a point there. But how important is it to represent your culture? Like, how important is it for Nasty to represent Zulu?
Nah, where I would differ with him is he's on some, he must use the colored accent. Whatnot shit.
Yeah.
The thing with Shane is, he's talking about his culture and his music. Talking about being colored and all that shit.
So,
Two niggas hit me from the backside.
this guy, and the thing is, Shane doesn't have an accent. You can't help it. That's not his fault.
It's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
It's not a choice.
Youngster has the accent. And Shane raps about this shit, these lifestyle, this coloredness in his songs. So, I don't know what this guy's getting at, bruh. If you take away the accent on Youngster, now you see another Shane ego as well. You see what I mean? You take away the...
Nah, Youngster is beyond the accent. Youngster stays rapping Costa, bro. Even the
Okay,
title
yeah,
of the song,
okay, he does rap.
his
Actually, he
content.
does rap.
Yeah, he does. So,
I
they're
feel like
different
the
types
accent, the accent point is just...
They're different types of colors, those two guys. They're not the same type of color.
Yeah.
It's not... Yeah, but anyway, I don't know what this is.
If Nasty C sounds American, he's teaching kids that they must
Actually,
hate
pause, bro.
themselves.
Ooh. Did you hear that?
No.
If Nasty C sounds American, he's teaching kids that they must hate themselves.
How?
Elsewhere.
How? I heard this, I was like, what? So, is Elaine teaching kids to hate themselves? Because Elaine does not even remotely sound close to South Africa. And he speaks highly of Elaine. That's the irony of it all. He speaks very highly of Elaine. But anyway,
That's crazy.
It is.
That's really crazy.
This guy is unique, bro.
You're saying, Paul, you want to say something?
Oh, I lost my point. Fuck it.
Okay. This is what I was talking about how the podcast are very nice with their opinions.
Okay, I want to hear from Mr. I've listened to a couple of my friends. How are you feeling about Baba Mena? Where now, Mr. Scoop? I don't know what is out now.
You see, I like this because from the get-go, you can tell she doesn't really
fuck with us.
Yeah, and she's kind of open about it. She's not like...
I told you guys, like, I like the album sonically, and it's gonna grow on me. I get what he was doing, right? I sonically, I
feel like
get where it's at.
When niggas start saying I get where he was going with it, they don't fuck with that shit.
Yeah, they don't.
They just forcing themselves to fuck with it.
They're finding a way to make it seem like it's...
I get where he was going, it will grow on me.
And he constantly keeps talking about sonically. I feel like sonically
it's way
likes the
really
most.
bad, yeah.
It's what he
That's
likes
where
the
he likes
most. Bro, yo, especially that Monument song. Sonically is where this album lacks the most, but that's where he's...
It's a bad project, bro.
The music is as great, you understand? The features are great, and it's the first time when I bumped energy in all the songs, I was like, I'm lost. But now when I listen to it, I get where's the body, right, and the soul part of the EP, where you know when you go towards the end, you start feeling it. Okay, now these songs stay for this element, and this one stay for this element, and I'm impressed that he is rapping, you know. But I know Vela, the Sunlight Bar, you know. Let's sing it as compared to the previous album.
Okay, there is less auto-tune. Oh no, there's a lot of auto-tune. There's just less singing. Yes, melodically.
Too much auto-tune, bro.
I don't know. Maybe I'm still on the fence about it.
You're not. You're right.
Nelly the finance. How do you feel about the girlfriend there on the chorus? Do you like it?
I like it. You can't hate. The cadence, perfect.
But I'm not too impressed. Maybe I also don't understand the direction. Vijay seems to understand the direction. I don't get where it's going. But I'm also just like,
she's still too nice.
He can do it once.
You know, for a fact, Dan Cameron can say this.
Maybe sit with the project a little bit more so we can unlock it. I haven't unlocked it.
I still haven't listened to it.
I'm not gonna go. This guy doesn't listen to anything.
He hasn't listened to it, but it's kind of...
Bruh, he got it before we even had it released, bro. I remember. But anyway. That first episode of Nota was probably his calmest episode. This is where things are funny.
What has he done with the content?
They're talking about black coffee, by the way.
What has he done with the content? Has he done more than what Master KG has done? Who has got 200 million views on YouTube?
This is coffee, you're telling me about, bro.
Who's coffee compared to Master KG? Master KG's got music that people love all over the world, bro. Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson's sister dances to his music. You understand what I'm saying? Not a DJ who is now famous just because he plays with one hand. You understand what I'm saying? He plays with one hand, that is it. But as far as musically, the music that he makes, what great, amazing song that we can say this is. He doesn't have a song as good as Ngut, doesn't have a song as good as Spirit, doesn't have a song as good as Jerusalem, doesn't have a...
What's going on? This nigga is going in.
Boosie. He took Boosie's song as well. That's Boosie on that.
Oh, this is the Drake song. Is it Drake and Georgia or whatever? Yeah, that's the one he's talking about now. He's saying, can't even give him credit, he took Boosie's song.
He took his song, which Boosie. He took Boosie's song as well. That's Boosie on that song. Yeah. And she was erased and put Georgia Smith on that. Yeah, I walked up to Georgia Smith when she was celebrating her getting 1 billion streams and her buying a house. You know what I mean? I had a conversation with her because she's also distributed by the Orchard, fortunately enough. So I got to meet her when we were in New York. And she's like, yo man, one day I'd really like to actually meet this Boosie character whose song I sang. You know what I mean? Superman. You know, Drake takes from a whole lot of people. But Boosie was left behind. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everyone is left behind so that the one-handed Maverick can, you know, be the god over everyone.
Shots too, bro. One thing I would give this guy, now he's blunt, but I don't give a fuck.
But also,
he gives no F's.
You know she didn't get that. She's actually there on the credits of the song. Because she wrote the song. Boosie's name is there on the credits on Drake's album. It says writing credits Boosie. So that she didn't like get removed.
Let's talk about Costa. Do you feel like he's really culturally appropriating people?
No, he's not. And I just feel like this conversation is just like we're gonna have it to help him, but he's not.
You remember we had this conversation also with the Costa is culture appropriating. I 100% agree. Costa is not culture appropriating, in my opinion.
I feel like this is the one thing he said that makes a bit of sense.
Yeah, I know he said a lot of sense.
Okay.
He's been saying a lot of sense.
But
Nasty C is the one who's culture appropriating. He's culture appropriating.
I take that back.
He's jacking American culture. The kid is from Ilo. He's appropriate. No, don't tell me what you learn from TV, dog. You don't learn your culture from a television set. You learn
every
your culture
little
where you are.
is doing
He doesn't speak like any of the people that are in his Origins documentary. Doesn't sound like them, doesn't seem like them because he saw himself as a little American. And he's got this fantasy that I live in America. LA palm trees, as if Durban doesn't have its own palm trees.
Yeah, that'll be.
You understand what I'm saying? Right? Rhyming Steve Biko with Deep Throat.
Okay, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That was uncalled for.
That's just like, why? Calling your album Zulu Man with Some Power because no ID gave you that idea. I mean, Dion, yeah, he's cool, but Dion is not an authority in South Africa or South African culture.
So you think that whole album didn't represent South Africa? Or
the whole
culture?
album was cap. The name of it was cap. You should have called it something else. Should have called it Coming to America.
Coming to America.
Coming to America. You kill me, bro. Coming to America.
Some funny shit.
I think I should be a comedian.
I hate the fact that Nasty says he's inspired by T.I. He's not inspired by Zola.
What? Okay, you see, this guy is losing it, bro.
I don't know how you decide.
He's not talking shit, bro.
I said not only is what I'm saying. But I'm saying I don't know how you choose who inspires you.
Yeah.
I don't know how you can wake up and be like, okay, yeah, Zola inspired me.
That's
Tia inspired me.
Why does this guy inspire you? The fuck?
That's crazy, man.
That's who he listened to when he started rapping. That's who made him want to rap. He can't choose.
That's like someone saying I'm inspired by Ronaldo, but then he's on some. Now why aren't you inspired by a South African player?
No. But oh shit.
Oh shit,
that's actually true.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro.
Bruh.
That is crazy.
Zulu Boy. You understand what I'm saying? Zulu Boy is the reason why he can have a stage to perform today and gig. South Africans are the ones who are paying him. Everything he wears, he thinks this is our money. And he disrespects us. He makes music for other people's ears, not ours. But we're the ones who got him where he is. Who the fuck is he?
You.
He must humble himself, that small boy. Life is long. And I've been in this business much longer than him. I'll be in this business long after he's not popular anymore. When none of these bitches want to suck his dick. You know? So this little hype that you got now, little boy, you know? Because all that hype don't feel the same next year, boy.
Little boy.
And I'll be right here in my spot. It was more cash than I already got.
Boy.
You know what I mean? Because you had your shot.
This from the song.
So he's had his shot. You know, he tries to copycat Drake. He tried to copycat Ghana. You know, he copies.
He's an American dream.
And we have a South African dream.
Yeah, man. Where's that shit from? That's from a song. And I'll still be here in my spot. All this hype you have, little boy. I don't know, it sounds like something Drake said, but anyway.
Yeah, it sounds Drake shit.
Culture, culture, big shit.
This nigga.
Why do you use Drake lyrics?
Yeah, why isn't he using Zola's lyrics?
Let us be Africans. Why are we trying to appeal to the 30-something million black people in America? There's 1.2 million of us here on this continent.
Billion.
1.2 billion. Not even million, 1.2 billion of us here. That makes no sense. Why would you try to sell yourself to 40 million when you can sell yourself to 1 billion? You understand what I'm saying?
Also, that's not true. Yes, there's 1.2 billion Africans.
I think he's forgetting how this shit works, bro.
Is you seeing the SA numbers,
bruh?
There's 1.2.
I think he's really forgetting how this shit works.
What do you mean?
When you're popping in America, bro, you're popping in the whole world.
True. Like, you're not just popping there, you're popping everywhere.
Yeah.
He's not appealing to America, he's appealing to the world by appealing to America. Also, there's 1.2 billion Africans. How many of them care about hip hop?
Exactly.
People in Africa like Afro, Amapiano, House. How many actually listen to hip hop? The section of the population that actually listen to hip hop is not that big. The fact that the biggest hip hop songs, as far as I know, I could be wrong, has been SMA, Good, and they're less than 20 million views, is a testament to that. Those are big songs. Even he speaks highly of Good because I think it was part of the production or whatever. It has less than 20 million views. Because Africans, you're not gonna get 1.2 billion views with a hip hop song in Africa. It's
the only time an African song goes big is when it's popular overseas.
And if
like that Jerusalem song,
it's not hip hop.
It's not hip hop.
It's not hip hop.
You need to stop capping.
So
the Mami Von Chaka Chakas of this world, the Brenda Fassers of this world, fill stadiums all over the continent.
Not with hip hop.
You know, all over the continent. Hundreds of thousands of people coming to see them, whether it be in Nigeria, wherever, Cote d'Ivoire. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like. Why is he skipping steps?
I blame the people that interview this guy, bro.
Why?
They don't argue with him, just let him talk his shit.
Yeah, true.
I guess fair enough. Yeah, I actually do think with him and MacG, it was more civil. Yeah, okay, I think there's 2 more videos left.
Casper's manager was actually mad at you. He was like saying you were schizophrenic or some stuff like that.
Imagine saying I'm schizophrenic. Do you know that people that are schizophrenic, that are mentally ill, there are people out there that are mentally ill. How does he joke?
Lightly, no?
How does he joke like that? And imagine, after he tweets that, he calls me and threatens me. Tells me, yo, you're gonna get hurt, and Casper's in the background. Yo, you're gonna get... I'm like, you guys are gonna hurt me. You, I watched you get slapped and then jump over couches. I watched you. I was standing right there when Keenan slapped him. I was shocked. I was like, damn it. I was waiting for him to fight back. He jumped over couches. I just saw his ponytail flying. And then I went to drag him by the ponytail saying, no ways, you don't run away. You don't fight back here. You know?
Yeah. So the manager is just like...
He's like this high, man. He's like this high. He can kiss my dick. Kiss my dick.
Yo, this guy's... Yo.
It's funny though. That's fucking entertaining.
Bro.
That's fucking entertaining.
So you think like Casper's reign is almost up?
What reign?
Like because he was...
I mean, it was cap. As I'm saying, is that these are lies.
No, but let's be honest, he was hot. Like,
he was hot, yes, but it was... You're hot on cap. You're hot on cap. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like this guy who's the TV presenter, the espresso show guy. We thought he was the nicest, cleanest guy until we found out that, you know, he gave his wife an STD and everything else. Now it's unraveling. So everything we believed was a lie. The whole entire presentation that he was keeping himself squeaky clean and everything else, you know. Nah. Now we need to know if our insurance covers STDs.
This is good. It's funny.
It's so funny, dude.
But that shit is entertaining though. That shit is hella entertaining. Anyway. Alright, that's it. There's nothing more.
All I'm gonna say about him is he's unique. He's a unique character.
He's entertaining.
I didn't know this guy.
He's entertaining, bro.
Where does this nigga come from, bro?
He started SA Hiphop, bro.
He says he runs the game, bro.
He started SA Hiphop, bro. What
He
you
runs
talking
the
about,
game.
bro? What you talking about, bro? Actually coming with your new trivial shit that started last year. This nigga banned in the game, bro. What did he say? Little boy. He made the game, little boy. What did he say? He made the social media for squatter camp, boy.
Yo, hey, I
been in the game,
back
boy.
on his name,
Put
boy.
some respect on his name, boy.
Little boy.
Some funny shit.
I talk shit, but your is entertaining though.